well. Where should I start? We had moments in this game when I thought we played exceptionally well, and I think we had moments in this game where I thought we played horribly poor. And the inconsistency or the lack of sustainability was very disappointing. We had, the great start, a lot of energy, and then we had like 6 turnovers in a row. And that is, we only turned the ball over 10 times the whole last game, and we have 18, and 17 of them were just ridiculous. So that part was disappointing. Maybe some things came too easy in the first game. I thought we got some better play out of, Aaron Harris played better other than the turnovers. Got 9 rebounds and made some shots. We went to him early, and he made some shots. I thought Cassius Winston played awfully well for a freshman. Miles got to play both ends of the court and got to rebound better. But we got to get, Josh Langford back in the lineup. You saw what we lacked. We lacked the ability to defend at the end. And, some of that's my fault. We're moving a lot of people around right now. I knew what I was going to do. These 2 exhibition games, for the most part, I did it. I predetermined some lineups. I didn't worry about the score. And when you do that, you're not going to be as efficient, and we weren't. But just kind of disappointed in maybe the grit that we lacked, or the least amount of grit that I've seen in one of our teams lately. So maybe it's the freshmen getting acclimated. Maybe it's the upperclassmen getting acclimated. But I looked at a lot of scores last night, from Kansas to Indiana to Purdue. And a lot of people struggled. A lot of people didn't rebound very well. We did rebound better against, ironically, a lot bigger team. But getting 10 offensive rebounds, Miles getting 0 is insulting to him, for him. And other guys, not being able to guard the dribble was disappointing. So can't say I'm real happy, but I do feel like we got something out of it. Be some fun practices in the next week, but I can promise everyone here that we will compete with a little more consistency the next time we take the floor. Questions?
It sounds like you had some scripted lineups out. Was there a lineup particularly that you did like?
Yeah, I like the start of the game. I didn't mind when Cassius and Tom were in there together at times. Every time, like I said, we had a couple guys played good. McQuaid played good for a stretch, and then he went in the tank. And, Aaron played good for a stretch. Then he turned the ball over. Staying focused. We got completely out of control. One disappointing thing is I didn't think our quarterbacks took over the team. And we got to do a better job of that, and we got to do a better job coaching that. So, as I said, there were some breakdowns that, coaches got to take onus on, and I'm gonna. Having a scouting report is one thing. Getting the scouting report through to your players, knowing who can shoot, who can't shoot, who drives, who doesn't drive. We got to do a much better job. So before I say that some of these guys didn't play as well or I didn't like the lineups, I didn't like the job I did tonight. So I'm going to take the first hit and figure out that I'm going to do a better job. My staff's going to do a better job. And there were players, I don't know, lineups, Rico, I don't know. There were lineups that I liked. I did like the fact, I thought Cassius did do a better job of running our team. But I can't say there was a lineup that I liked. We tried to go with the bigger lineup in the start of the second half. It was okay, but in fairness, we had 2 players completely out of position, and they did not pick up things as well. It's been an interesting preseason trying to figure out who's going to play and who's not going to play. And every time we kind of got a lineup, all of a sudden, we lost a player. The thing with Josh, he'd be a great stabilizer, especially defensively, kind of like a Charlie Bell. So we'll get better at that area.
Yeah, that early part, it was both ends of the court for that first couple minutes. I mean, it looked like that was a lot of what you were trying to emphasize.
It was, which means that as soon as we got a lead and as soon as we got entitled, I hate that word too. It's the most sickening word in our society right now, but it's one that is there often. I thought we got very entitled, like this is the way it's going to be. We'll just do it easy. We started going one-on-one. We quit moving the ball. We didn't play very good. And then, number 4, he can do one thing. He does it very, very well. He can shoot it. And, we did a decent job on him for the night. But in that stretch, when we turned it over 6 times, he hit 2 threes. And that's the difference, It's like when we got up 20. You can either blow it out and get up 30 and then go somewhere, or you can make a couple bad plays, make a couple bad passes for a touchdown, and it's a 10-point game, and that's kind of the way we played. Well, I just think we got to be able to shoot the ball, and I think those two are shooters. Now, Harris shot better. McQuaid did not shoot better. But when I say go through them, if Miles makes his free throws like he normally has and a couple of those layups, he's got 28. And so we're still going through Miles. We can't get him posted enough sometimes. And we did a poor job of feeding the post tonight because he was open a couple times, and yet we had him inside, we had him outside. I think we're doing a good job with him. I think we're trying to find Aaron Harris. We know we need him in the scoring. We know he's got to be a 15-point scorer a game, and we're getting close. McQuaid can shoot it. He looked a little bit Brooke Crowdish tonight to me, like he just, that's what happens, though, when you miss the whole summer. That poor kid did not get a chance to get better because of the surgery, and so he's still feeling his way right now. But the only guy I didn't think we got the ball to enough was Miles a few times in the post, and I didn't think we got the ball to Nick enough because, Nick didn't work hard enough. I want the truth. He's got to work harder. He's the one guy that's got to mature a little bit quicker, faster, and better than he's doing.
Tom, in stretches where there were a lot of turnovers and then you had a few free throws that were missed as well, was that sloppy play more or less just the indicator that it is the start of a new season?
Yeah, I hope so. But that is exactly, couldn't have said it better. We had a combination of things. Sloppy play, missed free throws. So you turn the ball over 6 times in, 4 minutes? 3:41, thank you. 6 times in 3:41. And when you do that, and then you miss a couple of free throws, Nick's been shooting very well from the line, but, maybe he's not working on it as hard. He will. That's a promise. And all of a sudden we had some key guys. Miles missed the front end of a one-on-one. It was mostly Nick and that, but even Matt McQuaid missed a couple. And those are my best free throw shooters. So when you put the combination of things together, sloppy defense, bad turnovers, missed free throws, 10, 12-point leads that could go to 20, go to 8, and 15-point leads go to 9, and that's what happens. But I say all that, and I will say this. I thought the 2 things we got out of this preseason games, we happened to play 2 teams that were, I would say, very good executing their offense. Very good. I thought Saginaw Valley was a little better because they were bigger and had more veteran players, but very good at running their stuff. I mean, we had to cover a lot of stuff tonight, and believe it or not, we covered the actions better than we did the one-on-one stuff. And the one-on-one stuff, we just got lazy. And they got motivated, and 20-point lead ends up 10, and that's where it goes.
Tom, 2 questions. First, Coach Bruce mentioned it, that, 49 fouls in a 40-minute game, and he said that everyone pretty much knows in non-conference play it's going to be, everything gets called, and in conference play it'll be a bloodbath. Does it concern you, or do you kind of share
You know, it's funny. I don't know if as you get older, what goes on, but I've decided that very seldom I'm going to complain some, but not nearly as much as you guys think, because I can't control what they're doing. You know, I said it 2 years ago. I said it last year. Some think they're making the game better. I think they're ruining the game. I mean, it's just a matter of opinion, and it's not my say, but the consistency that these poor officials have to do, where every year there's 2 new rule changes and this verticality and this cylinder thing and all this stuff. I guess they're trying to make the game better, so I'm just going to play the game. Personally, I don't think you want to watch a free throw contest. I don't think I want to watch a free throw contest. I don't think the fans want to watch a free throw contest. I don't think the television people want to watch it. And most of all, I don't think the players want it. But for some reason, somebody wants freedom of movement. And as I told one of the NFL officials that was there tonight, you know, it's like nobody wants anybody to play defense anymore. You know, just, I mean, that's the way it is. And so I guess I would agree with Rob. I felt for them. I'm getting numb to it. You know, it is what it is. It's not their fault. Do not blame the officials. Do not write it. And if I wanted to blame the officials, I'd blame them. But I don't blame them at all. We come up with these rules, and I don't think I complained about 2 calls tonight. I'm immune to it.
Tom, follow-up. A few years ago, there was a problem with decals on the court, guys slipping all over. I don't know if you've noticed, but Coach mentioned it also, Bruce. Guys at first 2 games slipping all over the new court. Is it a new court? Or you not noticed it?
No, I did notice it. And it'll be something that is going to be addressed tomorrow, to be honest with you. I felt bad for them. I felt bad for us. I don't know what it was, but we're going to figure it out real quick because it is a problem. And I don't know. And a lot of times, like we learned back in the Virginia game way back, when it's nicer weather out at a time of year than it's not supposed to be, I don't know if the humidity is different. You know, you guys kind of tick me off, if you want the truth. You're asking me about officiating questions and the floor, and I don't know a damn thing about either one, you know. I mean, I'm having enough trouble coaching my team. But tomorrow, I'll try to be a floor salesman. How's that?
I do.
I might like the floor question better.
Mike. So Bridges grabbed a rebound and went the length of the court, finished and laid it up. And a couple of times he grabbed rebounds and had the same opportunity, but sort of hesitated and looked for the outlet pass. Do you talk to him? First of all, do you talk to him and encourage him to be sort of LeBron-esque in that way?
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, no, he's got the green light. He can get it and go, and there's a responsibility with that. You can't have 4 turnovers, so don't get enamored by a dunk and have 4 turnovers. You know, there is, but he definitely, in our system, that ball's going to Cassius or Tom, or if Miles gets it, he can go with it. But, you know, we had a couple other guys that went with it and made some turnovers. But, no, he has the freedom to do that, and for the most part, he makes pretty good decisions and pretty good plays. I didn't think he was as aggressive tonight. You know, you can't get 7 rebounds when you can jump up and touch the banners. You know, and I think he's disappointed in that. But go ahead,
quick
part 2.
follow-up. Have you had somebody like that who rebounds so well at one end, who can not only just finish but get to the finish, so to speak?
No, I can't say I have. You know, and Alan Anderson was a guy who could get it and go with it. I really haven't had a guy that can do that. I enjoy having him do it. That's why if he wants to do it every time, I'm cool with that, but he's got to get more than 7 rebounds on this team. So what he's got to do is rebound first. But I don't think he was totally looking for it. I think he knows he can go with it, but you can ask him that. But he knows he has the green light, and I just think he's got to be more aggressive in every aspect of the game. But he's a great kid to coach, so it's just going to take a little time.
You said earlier that right now it's interesting finding out who's going to play and who's not going to play. Is that more
so than in years past, simply because of the 4 freshmen plus a couple injuries, or is it
Oh, yeah.
something you're used to?
No, this is uncharted waters. I mean, we've never had 4 freshmen, never had 4 freshmen that play, never had to move as many people around. So it's kind of uncharted waters right now, and it's going to take a little time. And like I said, the disappointment, sometimes you've heard it, paralysis by analysis, that you're thinking too much, and it's easy, and somebody out there will call me, write me, tweet me, and let me know that, well, you got to give them more freedom, and you got to let them go. Let me tell you, this team tonight played with too much freedom. I mean, we were just going one-on-one a little bit too much because there was not a comfort level, and so we're going to have to adjust to that. I thought the worst thing we did was set a screen, and so they were overplaying everything, and we were setting a screen. We finally ran a few backdoor plays and got them off that, but we just did not execute our stuff very well on the offensive end, and yet, I say that. We shoot 54% from the field. We shoot 40% from the 3. We have 18 turnovers, and if you have 10, you get 8 more shots up, and you score 100 points. Our offense wasn't good, and the turnovers created some opportune baskets for them on the other end. And our defense was real good, then real bad. I thought the other night our defense was very average. But I thought tonight we had some real good and some real bad. And that's the sustainability of that is what we got to do a better job of. But trust me when I say I watched a lot of games already, and some of these teams with normal freshmen, Duke and Kentucky is not in that list, are going through the same thing. It just, we have 3, and maybe one of my best freshmen is out and should be back by the end of the week, I'm hoping.
On that, when Josh is back, you talk about his defense, but how much can he settle the offense with the various things he can do at different levels and stuff? And I assume he's 20, 25 minutes a night. Where does that come from right now?
I wouldn't assume anybody's got anything right now. The only thing I know is I'm going to dress 14 guys, and I'm going to coach my team. But I don't think anybody, somebody asked me if somebody's got something over me last time. The guy didn't play as much tonight. Nobody's got anything over anybody. We got to play the right kind of basketball, and I don't know how many minutes he'll play. I mean, McQuaid is a very good player. He's struggling a little bit, but he had 6 months off. So it's hard to explain without people thinking you're making an excuse, but if you want the reality of the thing, him and Goins missed the summer. So that's 2 of my 4 veterans. And you got the 4 freshmen, and you got us now trying to figure out how to work guys in, play guys, and one of my top freshmen is still out. So if anybody feels like I'm panicking, you look at the game tonight, we played stretches of pretty good, fun basketball, moving, running, guarding very well, stepping up on ball screens, the things we had to do. But with certain lineups, and like I said, that's my fault. It's not putting different guys in there. It's different guys that maybe haven't played with different guys. So that's the part you got to learn to do. You got to learn to work. Most freshmen don't communicate very well. In the Twitter era, most human beings don't communicate very well. And I'm still mad at Nike. They will not get me that uniform with the texting ability on that belt buckle. So it's going to take a little while for me to get through to them out there. But they got to communicate better. We got to do a better job on the scouting and make sure guys know who can dribble, who can shoot. We'll do that as we get more tape. You don't get much tape on a team that a Division II team, and they will improve. I mean, there were stretches today where every one of them improved a lot. And I mean, Harris, he gets 9 rebounds. He played hard today, sometimes out of control in that stretch. I think he had a couple of turnovers, but I can live with that kind of turnover. I thought we had a lot of, just kind of lazy passes, standing there, not getting down. Nick, reading the paper while he's supposed to be doing something. It's gonna be a process. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just telling you, there's got to be an intensity level that's a lot more than what we played with at times, and that's going to come. We have to rely on our young guys, and it's a lot of them. It's not just the 4 freshmen. And one thing that team had is they had some experience, and I think experience sometimes wins out. So if there's one more, I'll take one more. Guys, it's hard to update you on injuries, and I don't mean this. I thought he played tonight for sure. Thought he played tonight for sure, and tried to go the other night. It just wasn't quite right, and everybody's a little paranoid because we are not as deep, so everybody's thinking that he needs some time, so we gave him some time completely off. We'll give him tomorrow completely off. That'll be 4 days of it, and then we'll do something on Friday. But he has had not an MRI, he had a scan of some kind, and there's no real problem, just a little tweak, little pull, and just in a bad spot for a guard who runs and jumps. So I think he'll be ready to go by Friday, Saturday. Not positive. Yes?
He got it.